I know. I'm not fully. Okay. I'm not fully ready yet. I see my groups. Alright. Let me quickly go into Instagram. Let them know what we're doing before we get started, before we get cracking today. It's been a while since I've been on live. They were telling me, Chai, we missed you on live. We missed you, Chai. Come back to live. And guess what I did for y'all? Guess what I did? I listened and I came back. I came back just for you guys. We're gonna be doing a live tonight. Impromptu live. I'm gonna get back to it. Everyone was like, Chai, we missed you on the lives. We missed you on the lives. So that's what we're gonna do. So what we normally do is, we let people kind of we let people jump in and we let people know what we're doing. So I'm gonna let Instagram on and we're gonna let Instagram know what we're doing. Then we're gonna get into the stream. And I can see you as well. Leah, I can see you in the chat. I can see you in the green room. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Let's talk. Join the stream. Don't mind me. I get like this. So this was an impromptu stream. Let's get straight into it. And let me see if I can get Instagram inside as well. Let me see if I can get Insta involved. Guys, you know what you got to do. Oh, it's quite simple, really. Just like the video. Very simple. We're going to just get Instagram in. And yeah, so if you just want to like the video, and we'll get Instagram inside. We're going to get Insta in. We're going to get Insta in. All right, cool. Let's do this. We're going to put it in Insta. This was a random one for me today. I wasn't even intending on doing it. But Leah, let me get you in. We're going to get Instagram inside as well. I wasn't planning on going live today. I was not, but everyone was telling me, Chai, we need to get you back on. So, Leah, what I'm going to do is I can see you there. I'm going to add you to the stage just like that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You got your sound clear, yeah? Your audio clear, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine. I can see you fine. So what I've just done is I just quickly popped across to Instagram, and we're going to let them know what we're doing. So, yes, Instagram, it's been a while. It's been a while since your boy's been streaming live. You know what? They was hating on me. They had me blocked for like, I don't know, it feels like 2 months or something. So, guys, I stream on YouTube. I don't stream on Instagram. We stream on YouTube. So the idea is we let everyone know what's going on here. But you won't be able to see the conversation. You're going to hear it, but you're not going to be able to see it. So if you want to hear it and see it at the same time, then hop across. Let me actually quickly post it here quickly. Let people know. Watch full stream on YouTube. I'd even have to put YT because they keep stopping it. And today we're gonna have sex therapists. You guys just be getting paid for all manner of reasons these days. I don't even know, man.
Well, it's a supply and demand job.
Yeah, I know, it was random, innit? I wanted to get back into my stream. So I've been streaming, to be fair, because I've been so busy doing the other stuff, I haven't been streaming in a while. So everyone was like, Chai, we want you to get back to streaming. And so I said, okay, cool. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kick it off. And because I was at Sinners the other day, shout out to Sinners, my guys. And I think we had a bit of a conversation, and then how did that go? I don't know how that went, but you kind of jumped in. I don't think you like some of the things that. What is that? You drinking your red wine? Oh, red wine! Damn! Is it like that? Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, I'm at home. It's been a busy day.
It's been a busy day. Oh, crazy. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is normally I just let people jump across from Instagram, and then people jump in, and then they'll let us know what's going on. But yeah, it was a last minute thing, so thank you for joining as well. Because I want to have a conversation. So I'm gonna get straight into it. Yoss, What's going on, Karen? What's going on here? Yes, you're going to discover what's going on. It's been a while, my guy. Guys, make sure you like the video. Everyone that's watching, you like the video. You share it. Let people know. China's streaming. The man's voice is streaming. I know. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I am sorry, but we are going to get cooking because I got non-stop streams and I got lots of guests and people that want to jump on with me. So yeah, thank you to everyone that was waiting, and sorry to everyone else that's kind of been like, yo, Chai, where you been at? But I've been here. Shout out to you, my guy. Yes, bless up to you and your guests. Yes, bless you. Yes. Don't forget to like the video, guy. Like the video, share the stream, let people know that China's back on. We're streaming live. And tonight's stream is going to be sex therapist. I don't really know what that means. But she's going to explain to us exactly what that means, Leigh Darby. And we're going to go for that. So, yes, thank you very much, Leigh, for joining. Thank you.
Yeah. It's Leigh, not Leah.
It's Leigh. I like Leah.
It's Leigh.
Leigh Darby. Leigh Darby.
Leigh, yeah, Leigh.
Yeah.
Just it's okay. Loads of people call me Leah for some reason.
But because you don't spell it L-E-E. You spell Leigh L-E-E. You spell it L-E-I-G-H. That's Leah, right?
No, it's still Leigh.
Still Leigh? Okay, cool.
It's okay. It's okay.
Cool. Don't worry about that. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Leigh Darby, thank you very much. So, Leigh Darby, tell us. Well, for the people that I was calling you the wrong name, so evidently I don't know who you are.
It's all right. It's okay. Loads of people call me Leigh Darby. It's fine. I've been called all sorts. It's okay.
Yeah. Who's in here? Hey, Minty the Moose. Hey, Minty. Hello. Hey, so guys, yeah, like the video. Everyone that jumps in, like the video. If it's the first time you're dropping the stream, thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you never ever miss an upload. And we're gonna go straight into it. And guys, if you have questions later on, we just ask to support the channel by hitting the super chat. Hit the $sign and you can ask whatever questions you want to ask. Yeah, it's quite easy. And of course, you can also join our membership area. We have 3 separate tiers. Let's shout out to some people in here. Big up Minty the Moose. I've never seen that name before. So I take it that you're new here. So big you up, Minty. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notification bells. Shout out to my guy, Kerwin Thomas. Yes, my bro. Sorry it's been a while, but your boy's back streaming and I have non-stop streams for you guys. And yes, I see you, Nads. Big you up. Glam chat, Nads, my sister. Yes, big you up. Good to see you in the chat. Okay. So yes, we're gonna get straight into it. Yes, could you please introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are, Miss Leigh Darby?
Yeah. So yes, my name's Leigh Darby. I've worked in the sex industry for, gosh, it must be about 20 years now.
God damn.
Yes. I've got a lot of life experience as well, obviously, with being a little bit older than some people who are around. I first started in the sex industry, involved in some different photo shoots and different glamour photography and different bits and bobs, and then ended up working at Babestation. And then I went from Babestation.
Oh,
yes.
Madam know about Babestation. That's on the high digits from Sky. The high digits from Sky.
Yeah. The 90 channels.
The 90 channels. Oh, yeah, okay. That's the 0891 50 old school. What you know about that? Hey, so you worked on Babestation. Okay, tell us about that.
So working on Babestation obviously just opens your eyes up to this industry a little bit more. It's like a community, because obviously there's like-minded people working within the industry. Different people working to different levels. And I always wanted to, I've always been a bit of an exhibitionist. So when somebody approached me and asked me about shooting some adult movies, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I love getting naked. I'm a total show off. I'm a free spirit. I'm a total nudist, and I love any excuse to take my clothes off. And I was going to get paid for it, so I decided to shoot some porn as well. But working on Babestation.
Just do me a favor, just for the benefit of the stream, just say corn, please, just because it's a bit friendly.
Oh, sugar, corn. Yes.
That's okay. It's okay. You don't know. It's just, yeah. I should have said that to you already. Please just say corn.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. So
the corn industry, go on.
So, but while working on Babestation and taking, obviously, you obviously know what Babestation is.
Yeah.
So I take a lot of calls, and I was speaking to a lot of people, and I built up a massive regular fan base, and people were telling me that I was actually helping them have better relationships with their partner, and that I've been able to give people some confidence in finding a new partner, and just giving people some coaching on how to actually just enjoy time with themselves a little bit better, and obviously time with other people a little bit better. I mean, I'm talking about intimate times. And so I decided to do there was only online diplomas, you know, the ones what you can have a little search on. I did sex addiction, couples therapy, and sex therapy online, just because I'm thinking I'm giving people guidance on how to do these things. Am I really, this is just my opinion at this moment in time. So I decided to actually do some studying into it and do a little bit of research to make sure that I'm helping people properly.
Yeah.
And
Okay, let's
the
go.
feedback I was getting was I was helping people properly. So there we go.
All right. So what we're gonna do is, the way I like to do things, I like to kind of go from the beginning. Everyone actually, you might not see my stuff for everyone, so I like to get a little bit backstory about you, you know, upbringing, who you are, and then I like to kind of bring it to the forefront. But I always like people just kind of get introduction. Then I'm gonna ask you a few questions, and we're gonna do it like that. That's okay. So,
Yeah.
talk to me about your upbringing, your home life growing up. Did you have your parents, mum and dad?
Yeah. Well, my mum passed away last September. So she was she'd been living with me for like about 15 years previously, and it was just doing this job enabled me to spend time with her and take care of her and look after her while she was struggling with she got diagnosed with osteoporosis, so she was taking quite a lot of painkillers. So when she did pass away,
were your parents married?
No, my dad is married to somebody else now, and my mum and dad actually got divorced and married twice through my childhood. So, but then my dad did meet somebody else and he got remarried to somebody else, but they all got on really well. So it was, you know, we all still had times together, like family gatherings and all stuff like that. So I had a really nice upbringing, apart from when my dad decided to be a little bit of a rogue, and my dad just was he's enjoyed his life, shall we say.
He's enjoyed his life. He's lived his life. Yeah.
He's been very liberated and very open-minded.
So you said you've been doing this for about 20 years, yeah?
Yeah.
So can I ask you, do you have any kids?
Yeah, I've got 4 kids.
Okay, you got 4 kids. So 20. So are you married, or was you married, or?
Yeah, I was basically married. We was together for, oh gosh. My eldest daughter is 28. She's not my biological daughter. She's my ex-partner's daughter from his previous relationship. And my oldest daughter is 25, sorry. And we got together when both of our daughters were like 5 and 6, really early. And then I had my boys, who are now 13 and 14. So we was together for quite a while.
So you got two. So you got 2 teenage boys, and you have one biological daughter in her mid-20s, and another one which is basically your daughter. So you got 4, yeah. Okay, cool. So 20 years ago, when you got into this industry, was you still with your husband then?
Yeah, I was with him when I first got into this industry. Yeah.
So what led you to get into the sex industry while you were still currently married? How did that happen?
Well, we wasn't married. We was just together for a long time. But we was both very, very liberated, and we would go to swinging parties and different places.
When people say liberated, so when you was together with him, you was already in a polygamous relationship. You could sleep with other people.
Yes.
Okay. How long was that in your marriage or in your relationship, or how was that throughout it?
For the whole duration.
Okay, for the whole duration.
Yeah.
All right. So then you were going to swinging parties, and then from that progressed into
me having some photos done, and so I just sort of boosting my confidence a little bit, because, and then, you know, you get a little bit older, you have kids, things start to change, you know, you just want a bit of a confidence boost sometimes. So that's why I originally got sort of into the photos and taking some glamour pictures and getting involved actually in the sort of like the professional side of the industry, if that makes sense. So I did that, and he took most of my first photos, to be fair.
So your ex-partner, he
Yeah.
was the one that he used to take your pictures.
Yes.
Didn't you find that weird?
No, I found it quite exciting.
What, that your ex-partner was taking your pictures?
Yeah, because he knew me better than anybody, so he knew my angles, he knew how to get the correct shot, and it was all good.
Okay, so okay, cool. Just trying to get a little bit of backstory. So you got two teenage boys and two older girls.
Yeah.
How has this affected them? You're gonna tell me it hasn't, but it has to.
No, look, I'm not going to tell you it hasn't, because of
Okay,
course
cool.
it has. Of course it has. Look, I'm not naive to believe that this is just a normal, regular job that, anyone can just do. The thing is about this line of work, people are obsessed with understanding how it all works and how it affects your family life and how it affects you. People are interested. People want to know how much money you earn. People want to know, everything about it. Whereas, I always look at some other jobs and other professions, and I think when people tell me that they do that, I don't ask them 1,000,001 questions and believe that I'm entitled to know all of the details of their personal and work life, because you never do with any other job. There's no other job that gets the same scrutiny as the adult industry work.
But
So
don't you think there's a reason for that? Because
what's the reason?
what I think now with OF and with a lot of the other stuff, I think they're trying to make it it's becoming quite common that you're meeting women, and before people that worked in the adult industry or the sex industry, that was a small proportion of people, okay, and they've always serviced
Yes.
that industry. They call it the oldest profession, but
Yes.
what you're having now is where it used to be a small proportion of women is doing it. Now you're going out and you're meeting every girl's got OF, so essentially most girls are selling sex ed now. So something that was a niche to a small proportion of women is now becoming something that a lot of women are doing.
Yeah, because it's being so sort of normalized within society because of I don't know, Instagram, YouTube, all the different platforms.
I think it's been normalized within pockets of society, but when they meet people like me on platforms, and one of the things is a lot of women, all right, so you're in the sex industry, most men are going to lie to you, okay? Because they want sex from you or sexual favor. Most men they're not going to tell you the truth. And then you're gonna get someone like me that's gonna speak and they're like, because they haven't heard it like this before. But
no, I
they
hear
don't
you.
want.
Look, and to be fair, can I just say,
Yeah, go on.
I'm in a massive agreement with you, because it's not for everybody, and it is a niche business choice. It is a niche career choice, and every single, we've got an amazing world with a variety of different people on the planet, and I feel like sometimes, because it's been so I don't like to use the word normal, but when it's been so normalized, as you've just said, it is an extreme choice to make, and there is a lot that you have to take into consideration, and I feel like people don't take them things into consideration in this day and age, because everyone, like you just said, everyone knows someone who's got an OnlyFans at some point, whereas years ago when I was first in the industry, not everyone knew somebody who worked on Babestation, not everyone knew someone who had shot adult movies. Do you see what I'm saying? OnlyFans didn't even exist when I started in the industry at all. So, and when I retired from the adult industry in 2017 to start working with in a totally different profession, I was working for it was a company that did different franchises and training for people working in care homes and the NHS and things like that. So I went from one extreme to another. I went to a very, very high-end executive job with what I was doing there. And
What happened?
the company started failing after COVID, and it just went to pot. They didn't move with the times. There was a couple of different things which we had issues with the fellow directors involved in the business, and they wasn't ready to move forward. And also, because my history, because of what I'd done previously, there was people who had worked in that company who attempted to make me feel a way about what I'd done in the past. So it never ever leaves you.
So your new employees, they knew about you was a sex worker?
Yeah, my previous employers knew all about that, but when as someone who I was working with had recognized me from online or whatever, and then he tried to start saying things to me to make me feel away. But I'm not. All my friends and family know who I am and what I've done. You know, it's part of my life. It's part of me, and I don't get judged by people who know me. He was trying to pass judgment on me and make me, because he was like, how do you compare this job to your last job? I was like, I was
No,
like, well,
that's a serious question though. How do you compare it?
no, but he was saying it in a way which was trying to make me feel, because he was basically saying to me, I know what you've done. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, well, it's okay. I said, I'm just as good as this job as I am as good as the other job anyway. So, you know, there's some perks to this one as there was some perks to the last one. And it didn't work with me because it wasn't gone. But then he tried to contact all of the bosses and send them pictures of me, what he'd found online, and try and make me because he knew I was competition with him. So I was like, wow, you know what? We can't, sometimes women can't do anything without, because this wouldn't be an industry if it wasn't for the male customer anyway. And it's amazing how men are the ones who are the most judgmental to it and the one much to say about it.
Okay. So we can speak about that. Yes. Of course, the industry wouldn't be there without the men. But then, you know, this is one of these things that they argue. This is like the drug dealers that argue, well, I couldn't sell drugs unless people bought it. So
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same argument. So you're gonna say, oh, but just because men want to purchase it, is that a reason to sell it? Just because people want to buy something, is that a reason that you should sell it?
Is that not a reason why anyone sells anything?
No. See, I mean, okay, but okay, let's go with that. A lot of people may want to buy something from me that I'm not selling, but I could sell.
Yeah.
Now, just because somebody wants to buy it and they want to pay a lot of money for it from me, doesn't mean I have to sell it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
It doesn't. That's your choice. That's totally your choice.
I get it. We're in a world. I can't lie. I saw some disturbing something today. I can't remember the podcast it was. Shout out to who was talking about it. Shout out to my guy Minnie, man. And there were some guys on the podcast and they were talking about like, what's your price? Like, how much would you like? If a man, basically they were saying, oh yeah, would you allow a man, well, you know these guys in Dubai, the sheikhs, they pay girls, they fly them out there. They're like, what is your price? And the man was like 10 mil, another was like 1 mil to let a man shit on him. And I just couldn't.
I'm going to spat my freaking wine out there.
And I'm looking at apparently heterosexual males. I'm going to be real. You are basically, if you're willing to do something for money, you're not heterosexual, you're gay. You're gay for pay. You're gay for pay. So today I heard some disturbing stuff. I can't lie. Man, if that was you on that podcast, fire for that. I don't think Young Spray seen it. When Young Spray sees that, it's going to be like fire for them, man, there. But basically, a lot of people have got a price. And I think when you come into business and industries, you need to know what your why is. And you also need to know what it is. Because if you don't know, you're going to get into rooms, potentially what you're doing. And if you don't have a moral compass or what it is, anyone can throw anything to you with money and you can kind of go for that. And that's the only reason why I say it. But carry on. Sorry, go on.
On that note, I will say, from the very start and very beginning of me being involved in this industry, I've always had my mindset saying, and I never want my children to see any of the work that I've done. But
have they ever seen any of it?
Probably, but I've always thought, if they was to come across it, or any of my friends or family members come across it, I don't want to be in a position or a situation where I would feel embarrassed or ashamed. I wouldn't do anything that I regret. And that goes to not, you know, everyone does have a price for certain things, but you do still need to keep your own focus on what I feel right is, what I'm comfortable with and what I want to do.
Leigh, how can you keep, if your son, for example, if he's in a WhatsApp group, they say they're 13,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can't protect him from it, but everything I've shot, I'm not embarrassed. I've only ever shot. Again, I don't want to. I hate to use the word normal. All the porn and all the stuff I've shot in my eyes. Oh, all the corner and all the stuff I've shot in my eyes is all very vanilla. It's
Okay,
not
okay.
crazy. I'm not doing all that toilet stuff. I don't do anything like that.
So let's talk about this, right? Because when you're like vanilla, it's very vanilla. Okay, in
Mm.
my mind, I don't know what type of corn can be vanilla. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well,
but,
just two people making love, or two
but
people just
look,
having
listen,
enjoyment with each other.
I don't think no 13-year-old or 14-year-old is ready to see his mom getting her back
No,
blown, like
look,
sucking someone's
I
dick.
agree.
Like,
I agree.
so
Obviously,
I
that's
don't
not
think.
what the plan is.
No, but I'm saying, like, if that's vanilla to you, that's not vanilla to a 13. No 13-year-old boy wants to see his mom getting her back blown or
No,
sucking
I
someone.
know no one wants to
So,
see their mum in
so,
that
so,
situation, but
so,
people do have sex, babe.
no, but I'm saying, of course, people have sex, of course, yeah. But there's parts of being our parents are supposed to protect us for some things. We're not supposed to see, okay?
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
for some of us, we still have an image that our parents have never had sex because we've never ever walked in, you've never seen them, old parents. You don't envision that. Let
Yeah.
alone someone in a WhatsApp group and sending you something and messing up your whole day, your whole life. Do you know what that's going to be like? Having to, yeah. And I don't think sometimes, I know a lot of you women, you're like, oh, you know what? I take a lot of care to protect my son or my daughter.
No,
But
no,
I don't
no,
think.
no. I'll answer that for you straight there, straight away. There's nothing I can do to stop other people sharing them things. All I can do is be totally open and honest with my children about who I am and what I do, and that's what I've found is the best thing to do. They all know who I am. They all know what I've done. Obviously, I don't want them I don't want them seeing it or watching it, because nobody wants that. Whether you work in this industry or not,
No,
nobody wants the children to see
people
them.
say, well, if you didn't really want them to see them, you wouldn't do it then.
Oh, well, you know what? Come on, people go and get high and they don't want the kids to see them. Do you see what I'm saying? Come on. Come on. No, there's certain things
come
that
on.
look, if we're going down this road, some people would, so if you're getting really, really strict about it, you don't really want your children seeing you drink coffee because it's caffeine. You don't want your kids.
Lee, come on, you're not gonna, Lee,
No,
I think
you can't protect you in this world and in this
Lee,
day
we
and
have
age, and the
Costa,
reason
we have
why.
Starbucks, we have Costa, we have Starbucks all along the high streets, okay? I don't
doesn't
see
make it good for you. All
I know,
right.
but you can't compare being in the adult industry, being in the sex industry to being a
Okay, maybe that was a bit of a random one.
I mean, come on, to being a artistic, come on.
Okay, well, there's things. If we go into the extremes, though, there's things that nobody
Give me
you
a
don't want your kids
better
exposed to.
analogy, and I'll work with you. But that's terrible. That's terrible.
Alcohol. We've got pubs all over the place. Alcohol is one of the worst drugs for people to take.
Okay, so I don't see. When we speak to women in the sex industry, you have a very hard time of understanding. Not you. I'm talking through you, but I'm saying it seems to be.
No.
You guys seem to have a hard time understanding, like most people, okay, are not going to look at your industry like you're reinventing the wheel. Okay, you may feel as if that you're helping whatever it is that you feel as if, but most people are going to look at that and say that is the oldest industry in the book, right? Cool. So the problem happens is when people keep trying to reinvent the wheel and keep trying to make people see it as if they are out there.
I've got no interest in making people see and understand how I live my life. All I really care about and all I really need to be interested in is how my children do live their lives and how my children view me in this life. And anyone else's
your older
opinion,
girls, would you want them to be in the industry that you're working in?
if they chose to, I would support them every step of the way. But they chose not to work within this industry because they wanted to do different things with their life. Whatever the thing is, right, we live in such a judgmental society. I bring my children to not be judgmental to anyone for their choices. I'm not harming anybody. I'm not doing anything wrong to anyone. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm actually I'm actually being the most true to myself and my own being and my personality as I possibly can be.
If your sons brought home a girl and she was in the adult industry and they wanted to marry her, would you be happy with that?
Yeah, if they loved her, of course.
So would you recommend them to date women in the adult industry? Would you?
Look, there's recommending and there's being happy, and I would never. I bring my sons up and my children up to be the best person they can be themselves and do whatever makes them happy and make the choices that are right for them. You know, obviously, I don't want them to do anything illegal or anything wrong, but whatever their choices are, I will support fully, 110%.
I think part of the problem where we find ourselves in, and it's not just here, I think women support. Okay, the reason why we have men in women's spaces and men telling women what it is to be women, and they're about to have same-sex toilets, is because women support anything. Women tend to support anything.
No, I don't
women
support
tend to have
same-sex toilets. I think
no,
I
but I'm
feel like
saying
we need.
you see. No, but you see that. No, but you do, because you believe everyone should not be judged and everyone should be free. So you see that mindset that you have. That is the same mentality that has allowed these things to happen, because nobody should be judged. No one should say anything. Everyone should be free. And when you let everyone be free, what happens is chaos happens. And
Look,
you can see. No, I'm being serious, because
I hear you.
you don't have men have told women you are not men, okay? And it doesn't work that way. But we keep having women that are standing next to men that are saying that they're women, and women are supporting it. Okay, they've told you you are a cervix carrier now. They've told you are menstrual. What, are you okay? Like, this is because of your unwillingness to combat things which, and all this PC rubbish about everybody. No, everything is not okay. Us as adults and parents, there's a little bit of no, actually, no, you're not going to do that. Even if I smoke, even if I go to jail, I'm not going to say, oh, you know what, no, you're not going to go to jail. You're not going to smoke. Like, yes, do as I say, not as I do. Yes, because I've done this, so you don't have to go and do this. And this is, I think, where the problem lies with a lot of the women. They don't understand that actually it is okay to say no, you shouldn't do what I've done. Why not? Why not?
No, I listen. I hear exactly what you're saying, love. I really do, but I don't. There's different ways and means to doing it. The reason why I've come back into the industry, and one of the main reasons, is purely because of all of this stuff that is going on. And I feel like,
have you come to save it? Well, have you come to save it?
well, we look. If we all work together, we could possibly, look, conversations
what
like
do you mean?
this.
She said, make love, not war. Have sex, not war. Is that what you're saying?
Babe, yes.
I mean,
right.
I wasn't around through the free love era. I wasn't there.
I was definitely born too late.
I wasn't there.
No, the thing is about me, I agree with everything what you're just saying there. And you know what, right? It's if you like, that's what I'm saying. When I was working in the industry originally, when I first got into it, I probably didn't understand the onset of what was going to be. It was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I was never going to be able to walk away from it. It's on the internet. It's always going to be there. But because I've always been very open-minded and very liberated anyway, it's not really affected me in a way which it does affect some other people, because it does affect some people in a negative way, because some people can't quite deal with the fact that it's out on the internet and it's going to be there for the rest of their lives, and they don't want the children to see it, and they don't want the family to see it, and then it ends up being very negative to their life, which is something which I feel very strongly about, of trying to help people to understand. Do you realize what you are letting yourself in for by actually doing this? Do you see what I'm saying? I try to have that conversation with people to make people aware of the circumstances, of the judgments, and of you're going to come across people who will not even want to breathe the same air as you, because they've got such a judgment on someone who works in the sex industry. This is the world and the society that we live in. But you're right, we've gone from here to having judgment on women who are working in this industry, to now allowing us to have these same-sex toilets and to talk to our kids about changing gender and stuff like that. And that's something which means that this is something, I feel like we've missed a few steps of normal intimacy and two people supporting each other, two people spending time with each other. Yeah, if you're liberated and you want to do a bit of swinging and whatever, but the love and intimacy of partnerships and people being together is something which it's gone out the window because of all of this PC free loving, all all that malarkey. It's gone a bit too far with it all. So I'm trying to fill the gaps in of this middle bit where we've skipped all them steps. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Let me read out some stuff. Guys, make sure you like the video, guys. If this is the first time you're watching the stream, shout out to everyone that's here. Big thank you to Leigh Darby. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn notification bells. Minty the Moose says she's providing a service just like any other in my book, and I know I'm not a client. Minty, you're sounding like you subscribe to OF, my guy. I'm not lying. You're sounding
I haven't got an OF.
Not your OF, but you sounds like you sounded like you support the industry, the little sex worker. I'm keeping it, Minty. I'm keeping it 100. Shout out to my guy Kerwin. He says, conversely, I brought up my children to judge. I let them know some shame exists. Of course, like I think.
Yeah, look, and I do have shame because this is hence why I haven't shot certain things in the industry. If I was willing to accept money for anything, then I would have done all sorts, but I haven't, and I've made a point of not doing that. I feel like sometimes just normal sex and intimacy is something which we're lacking in society. I love sharing my body. I love doing that.
You're just out here sharing your body, yeah?
No.
Destiny says most girls are out here giving it up for free and she's getting paid. Ha 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 ha. I mean, Destiny, you sound like you want to get paid for your body.
I don't always get paid, Destiny.
What you doing for? What you out here giving it for free?
I like parties.
Well, what is what? Hold on. So you go to those swinger parties. We're gonna talk about that. Let me just read. How much money do you make? Because it needs to make sense. Destiny, you sound like you're being swayed. Like, first of all, you're saying she's making the money. Then she's like, so how much money? I don't know, Destiny.
How much money is worth being? I'm doing what I love doing. So in a way, the money comes secondary to my life choices.
What you like? So you just so yeah. I mean, I keep hearing girls say, you know what it is? I think a lot of women.
No, a lot of girls do it because of money, and that's the wrong reason to do it. I do this because I love sex. Oh, sorry, I can't say that.
No, you can say that. You can say that.
Okay, I love people. I'm a total people person.
Shout out to Inke Mars. He says, "What kind of accredited formal education do you need to complete to become a sex therapist?" Oh, for real, like, what type of course you go on?
I did sex therapy, sex addiction, and couples therapy. There was only the online diplomas on some online open university thing.
Hey, man, them, don't worry. It's an open university thing. Don't worry, you get that straight home.
But it doesn't matter because what really counts and what really gives me the accreditation is my life experience.
Yeah. Man says, I can't watch another man plowing my wife. Listen.
But that's your choice, and that's not everyone can be open and liberated on that. It doesn't turn everybody on.
What is this open and liberate? Why open and liberate? I think why? What's this? As soon as I heard a girl says I'm open, I'm liberated, I know what that means. She wants to sleep with other people. That's what it means. That's what she means.
Yeah, pretty much so.
Destiny says, I love sex too, but I'm not going to be freeing up everywhere. She don't want to free up. I
don't actually free up everywhere either, love. I only it's only when I choose to and I want to.
Talk to me about the sex parties then. Talk to me about the sex parties.
Yeah. So basically, because I have got a very high sex drive, but I'm not walking the streets like bumping into people and saying let's have sex. You know, I'm very selective.
Hey. Bonnie Blue and Georgie Ware, they were literally doing that today. I saw in their story. Shout out to Bonnie. We're going to be going live with Bonnie this Sunday.
Oh, well, look, honestly, I love them.
They had big signs by Stratford Station. One was saying "bonk me," I don't know, so I can film in the other. So basically, they were saying as long as you can film it, you can sleep with me for 3 hours. And it was walking around East London.
But you know what, right? Hats off to the girls. They literally are doing what they want to do, and when they're obviously they're doing it because of the love of the job. It's it's their focus. It's their choice. I've got massive respect for them girls.
And they want to know, what's your favorite position? That's wild, but I'll let her ask it. What's your favorite position? That's a woman asking that.
Okay. You know what? Again, I'm a good old-fashioned missionary. That's what my favorite is. So I like because I can get it deep and I can kiss.
What? Get it? You could get it deep and you can kiss. I thought you
Yeah.
women weren't into that kissing in that industry. I thought that's too intimate. That's what I heard. Ain't that
No,
too intimate?
look, this is what I'm saying. I think you're getting me mixed up with a porn star or corn star who's actively out there shooting. And I've only probably, if you go through all my scenes, I've got a lot of repetition with the people who I've worked with. So, you know, it doesn't always equate to somebody who's slept with ridiculous numbers of people in this industry. You know,
Someone says, so China, speaking about numbers, what is a body count? People always get, you know what it is? If this was a normal podcast, they're getting their feelings, but I mean, you're in the industry, so I don't think you're going to get in your feelings about that. I don't really
No, I've lost count of what my body count is. So-
Unfathomable! She's like, what are you saying? Googleplex. You know what Googleplex is?
No.
Googleplex is basically what Google is short for. It is the highest number you can get. What it means is whenever you think you've got to the 1 million trillion billion and one, add another zero.
No, it's not that high.
It's not Googleplex. I was just checking because Googleplex is high. I knew a girl who had Googleplex. When you ask her, she's like, I don't know. That's Googleplex. But
No, look, I don't know because look, I'm 44 years old, for God's sake. I don't keep count on that. I'm not a freaking teenager, you know. Come on, grow up. Well, everyone needs to realise a body count's irrelevant unless you want to marry somebody who's not slept with anybody or done that. But most of the time, people are going to lie about it anyway. So.
Yeah, I know. You know what it is? There's a funny thing. Girls say body counts. It's not important until you ask them what their body count, and all you hear is crickets.
Yeah,
listen,
exactly.
And then she'll be like, "Oh, why does it matter?" Listen, because if body count didn't matter, then you would just say it, right? But you know it matters. That's why they lie. Women.
No, but why does it matter though? Why does it actually matter?
Are you being serious?
Yeah. Why does it
matter?
I'm interested in
Okay,
as
let
to
me
why
ask you a
it
question.
matters.
Does it? I mean, why does it matter when people buy a car and a HPI checker car? Why does it matter?
So you're comparing women to a car?
I'm just comparing. I'm comparing to something that we do, okay? And that's not
come
for a
on,
human being.
come on.
I mean.
No, come on. It's actually just ridiculous.
Before you buy a house, how many houses do you see? How much research do you do? Essentially, the reason why body count matters. There's a few different reasons.
You know what? Right? Can I just say? Yeah, that depends on what you're looking for from your partner. If you're looking for a long-term relationship and if that's important to you, then you know what, that's important to you. But people need to get over this because you know what, shit happens. People have relationships and people move on. You know, and maybe they thought that person was going to be the person for them, and then it turned out not to be, and then that's another one on the count, and then that's another. Come on, it's like we just need to grow up on that a little bit.
Destiny, you're real interested tonight. She's like, where can we watch it? Asking for a friend. Destiny's really trying to see your work. She's trying to see your. She's trying to see your back catalogue.
Just have a look. Just search Leigh Darby on Google or on Corn Hop.
Oh yeah, okay. I like that.
I think I've had a few million views.
A few million views. God damn.
Yeah. So people tend to like what I do. People do like just some normal standard time with different people. Obviously there's a couple of party scenes on there and group scenes, but it's never anything too crazy in my eyes. I've always worked to what I've wanted to work to and worked in situations which I've always wanted to work to. I'm not passing judgment on anybody, and I feel like if a girl wants to go and do a crazy situation where she's got people lined up at the door, good on her. If that's what she wants to do, look, she's being safe.
What do you think about Bonnie doing the 100 and how many?
I think it's fabulous. You know, she did. Safety was first. Condoms were being used, so you know, she some girls do that on themselves without even doing anything else. She's doing it because she loves it. She's doing it because she enjoys spending time with people, and she's doing it because obviously it does equate to earning some decent money, which it shouldn't be. But I don't think with her that's the be all and end all. I think she just genuinely loves what she's doing. and she would do it anyway, even if she wasn't in the industry. And that's the same for some people. Whereas the people who are doing it because they're only getting paid X amount of money, that's when it starts affecting people negatively with mental illness, because that's when the regret and the shame and the embarrassment, because then people will take on board other people's opinions on it. But this is why some people, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. This feels right to me.
Do you feel as if God brought you on this earth so that you could sleep with multiple men on camera?
I don't actively sleep with multiple men on camera.
Okay. Do you think your sole purpose on this earth is to be a sex worker?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of any other. I've done all sorts of different jobs. I've done all sorts of different things. This is what I find my most satisfying for me and my soul, doing what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm very lucky and very blessed to be in this situation to do this.
You said you left it a few years ago and you came back in. You're 44 and you have daughter in her 20s and 2 teenage sons. How long do you see yourself doing this for?
Doing what?
Being in the sex industry, but sleep like how is there expiry date? Is it
just because I'm in the sex industry doesn't necessarily mean I'm sleeping with people.
What?
I think people get it mixed up a little bit. Obviously, if I'm actively shooting stuff, then yeah, I am going to be sleeping with people.
So if you're in the sex industry and you're not shooting, what are you doing in the industry? How are you like? What are the other parts of the industry then that don't involve sleeping with people?
The therapy sessions where I help people. I've got quite a lot of couples and singles who come through who are curious about how to have better sex. There's obviously Babestation where I'm talking to people about sex, and that's just visual and conversation. There's so many different avenues and lines. I've got a project with a sex toy company which is undergoing and on the way forward with some different projects just to help people in their own relationships have better sex and intimacy for themselves. That's what I want to do. I'm guiding people on how to do that. Yeah, sometimes I'll have a party and I'll have sex with different people, but I'm only having sex with people who I'm choosing to have sex with, which is what I'm not a nun. I'm a sexually active adult, and there's only sexually active consenting adults at these parties, which I'm going to be spending time with. So why am I being so demonized? Obviously, to some people who get married and they only want to sleep with that one person for the rest of their life, that's their choice, and I respect that.
No one's been. Well, just you know what it is. It's very rare we can have someone that's been in the industry a while, an older woman, she's got kids, and you're also in the therapy side of it. So I'm gonna just ask you the questions I'm gonna ask you, gonna be like the things that people want to know, the things that I'm reading out. So it's good. Like people are saying it's very interesting. You know what I mean? Like so it's the reason why because what I found since I've had the back and forth with the OF girls and what have you not, like away from that, we do get good conversations. Easy with the wine, guys. She's living that lifestyle. Look at that big glass there, boy. That big
That's a big one. I like big ones.
So yeah, I do. I am appreciative for people that are willing to share their life and their intimate details and the things that they do. Like I am appreciative because for all of us, we're peering in from the outside and we're looking in.
I feel like I'm not here to change people's opinions on it. I'm not here to try and force my way down anyone's necks. Do you know what I mean? What I'm here to do is just to show people, there are choices in all of this. Everyone can choose what they want to do. Just because society pressurizes you to live in a certain way, as long as you're not harming anybody or doing anything wrong, it's okay. You can do this right, but you've got to actually think about all the other consequences which do potentially come with it.
Talk to me about the consequences that you face in your life, the problems that you face from working in the sex industry. Talk to me.
Well, like I said, when I started working in a different job, and one of the main reasons why I did do that was because my boys were getting older and obviously my daughters were older, and they dealt with it in a different way. And I feel like girls can sort of have a little bit, I'm no offense to any males who are listening on here, but girls have a bit more of a maturity in the teenage years to have understandings of life and how things are. And obviously I've always been
cool.
very...
That's why they always, when they're teenagers, they don't date the boys their age. They always want to date the older guys.
Yes, exactly. So
But
it's
then,
a case of...
but then when they end up in their 30s with trauma, and some of them with one kid, maybe two kids, they start complaining about, oh, there's no nice guys. And then the older guys are dating the younger guys, and they start saying, oh, they only want to date the younger women because they want to manipulate them. But they forgot when they were younger, they didn't want to date them. See, round and round in circles. So
Look,
I just
but
wanted to bring that up.
this is why it's our responsibility when you... I'm sorry, how old are you, China, if you don't mind me asking?
I just had my 40th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, darling.
Thank you very much.
Oh, so yeah, so I feel like in a way, I hear what you're saying. It's our responsibility to try and give people a little bit of a heads up about how things have affected me, how you feel, how you view things with people, and just try and give people a bit of awareness.
I think one of the things, since I've been on the platform, I believe I'm doing God's work. I really do. I say it all the time because I genuinely believe I'm doing God's work. I feel as if I don't even feel as if I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. The conversations that we're having, especially when I speak to younger men as well and younger women as well, I always try to be like, I've been quite fortunate to have my parents married for a long time. They're still together.
Yeah.
I have 3 sisters and a brother. They're all married with child. I'm the only one that's not. And whenever I've ever gone into these places, a lot of the times the conversation I've had with women, they maybe not had older brothers, or I've discovered a lot of people's fathers and people they're not around. And I think we have a responsibility. Some of us have a responsibility, if you feel as if that way, that you should educate, you should allow people to know that, you know what, you have time, you shouldn't necessarily rush things, and I think a lot of younger people are rushing things. They're rushing too many things, and
I agree.
Young men feel the pressure that they need to be in the place where other men are. We're not understanding about compound interest. Women also don't understand that, sometimes you can just take a little bit of time. You don't have to rush it. And everyone rushes it. And by the time they get a little bit older, then that's when the things start to go. So, and I think men are more likely to tell younger men that this is where I went wrong. This is what I did.
Yeah.
Women tend to not be the same. They tend to be more along the lines where they're going to be like, she'll learn, or it doesn't matter. But a man will tell a younger guy, say, you know what, I made a mistake. Don't do what I did. But women are more kind of to let them go. So I think when you are in these positions that we have, and we have platforms, that you should try to use your platforms to try to have conversations that, and try to do certain things. So people might not understand it sometimes, but I think it comes with experience and obviously, looking at things a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's part of my responsibility to coming back into this, because I see the big, massive influx of OnlyFans girls coming into the industry and not thinking and not actually having a second thought about just doing what they're doing. And then they end up regretting it massively because they haven't really thought it through about what the consequences are for them. So, I think what you're doing is good, because it is raising awareness within, because it's not for everyone, and it's not. Some people absolutely love it, and it's what they're supposed to. For me, I believe it's what I'm supposed to do. I'm happy doing what I do, but I know so many people who've struggled with different situations and different things purely because they've got their sex on the internet, and it's not for everyone at all, and people need to actually admit that.
I want to read out what Kerwin put there. Shout out to you, bro. He said men see themselves in younger men and women see competition in younger women. It's actually mad, because
that's not true. Well, for me, that's not true. I want to try and always guide younger women and younger men.
So when we say that, whenever we say that, it's not an absolute. So I think whenever we say that, we mean the majority of women look at younger women as competition.
I think in some cases, yeah.
It's this thing, right? If you're in your 30s and you're outside and you're still dating, mid-30s, and if you're in your mid-20s and you're out dating, you're competing for the same men. Directly, you're actually outside for the same men. You might not be, you're not actually competing directly, but if you're out, you're going for the same group of men. So automatically you are competing, and this is what the problem that tends to happen. So older women tend to want to shame men for dating younger. This is not a thing that we do. We don't care if you want to date a younger man. Men, we don't care. We let you date who you ever want to date. We don't care. Okay. We can talk about the countless women that date younger, and men don't say anything. All right. But soon as a man picks younger, women always want to do things. They'll say things like, he just wants to pick a younger woman because he wants to manipulate her. You know, he can't stand a strong woman. And they'll do all of these things rather than just the fact that he just found her more attractive. And this is what I mean about the competition thing is because women have always known that men find youthness attractive. It's not about young, it's about youth, okay? So if someone looks younger than you, men are more likely to find that attractive, basically. So that's the way it's always been. And the reason women know that is because the same women that in their teenage years were not dating the teenage guys, dating older, they understand that because they were doing it when they were younger, okay? So I just think when we speak about this, when we see men see themselves as younger, I have no competition with a boy in his 20s. That's no competition because we're not doing the same things. And it would be quite embarrassing to feel as if as a man that I'm trying to compete with that's crazy to me. Like I wouldn't even try to do it. Like you know what I mean? But women will continuously do things to pit themselves against younger women. But it's not all women. It's not all.
I think it's a sweeping statement to say it's all women. I feel like there's a lot of women who are supportive with all women of all ages. You know, it makes
you do realize it's only women that. So okay, I think when I said not all as well. Normally I just say women and men. But I think it derails the conversation whenever we have to say not all. But I will say not all because you know you're talking to someone new. But whenever we say men, whenever women say men, I never believe, and I would never ever consider they're speaking about all men. And most of the time, I don't ever get triggered because they're not speaking about me. Okay. So when we speak about women, we're never speaking about absolute all. We speak about majority. This is how the stats go. So the reason I'm saying it is just to put out to everyone. We are never speaking about all men. I know women are never speaking about all men, and I think we should also understand we are never speaking about all women, but we are speaking about enough women and enough men where we can actually have this the bulk of this conversation, you know?
Yes, of course. And obviously this is why society is where it is today, because of that situation, I suppose, because obviously the majority of people do have a certain mindset and a certain way about them. And this is why I feel like it's my responsibility to open the conversation up a little bit more, to speak to people about these situations.
Look, she's having safe sex, so I can't be mad. Love how honest she is. Why do women always love how honest women are when it comes to talking about sex? Why is that?
Because I feel like so many women feel like an embarrassment, or feel like fear of being shamed to openly talk about sex. Do you see what I'm saying? Because this is because of society values, because most men will potentially judge them on having an open-minded opinion regarding sex.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like men, like me, I never understood how much women love sex, okay, until I understand that women love sex. And we men have grown up.
Hold on, when did you understand how much women love sex? When did this happen?
No, like recently. No. When I say I never understood it, it's because growing up, there's an impression that okay, growing up, it starts off with men, with boys just wanting sex. You get me? So I'm saying, trying to get, you know what I mean, and harassing girls, you know, like in school, and you know, like it starts with all of that, and it gives you the impression that women don't like it, and the types of women that do, they get labeled all types of stuff. Cool. As you fast forward your life as the man, you're gonna understand, especially when we talk about women control access to sex and men control access to relationships. You're gonna understand that women.
Okay, that's interesting.
Well, you don't believe that?
Yeah, we'll go back to that. We'll go back to that.
Yeah, yeah. So you're gonna understand that women are very hypersexualized women. Like, do you get me? And when they pick who they want to, or when they feel free, or when they're not in an area where they can be judged by their friends, you're gonna discover how sexualized these women are.
Yeah, because women are is equally as sexual as men, depending on what their level of sex drive. You know, it's the same
Yeah,
thing.
but women control, as I was saying, but women control access to sex. So here's the thing: in order for you to sleep with 100 guys, all you have to do is go into your social media and say you want to sleep with 100 guys, walk down the road, and you
Yeah,
will get 100 guys. You know you will. Okay.
yeah,
In
yeah,
order for me to sleep with 100 women, I need to have something about me that women consider to be worthwhile in order to give their body to. So I need to be tall. I need to be good looking. I need to be, have money. I need to have success. I need to have something. All right. Me just going on my social media and saying I want to sleep with women or going down the road, in actual fact, it's going to get me arrested, okay? For voyeurism. That's what's going to happen. But if you do that, it's not so you control access to. Men only ever sleep with you is because you allow it to happen. Every man that's ever slept with, I'm not saying you didn't want to sleep with no one, but I'm saying you control access to sex, all right? But the only reason that we get into a relationship and we get married is because I asked you to be my girl or I give you a ring. Unless you prescribe to the modern firm where you can propose, then and you can ask the guy to get into a relationship, then you essentially control access to sex. But the reason why you need to be more, you need to have control of your body because essentially you give it up and anyone will take it, but we don't. Us as men, we always the receivers and you're the giver. So the person that's the giver, you have more bigger responsibility because the whole world is going to take what you have to give. And when a
yeah,
woman hasn't got self-control or discernment over her body, what happens? Do you understand?
yeah.
And this is why it becomes very dangerous because women control it, and you will always find a gang of men that are willing to line up to do that. You know?
So, so
Go on.
you're basically classing a woman who might be promiscuous as someone who hasn't got self-control.
Yeah. Do you know
Wrong.
why? Because
Wrong.
because I would class the man that is promiscuous as a man that hasn't got self-control. Any man that goes around sleeping with multiple women, he has not got self-control. He's not. He's a child.
No, I disagree
Because
massively.
because as a grown man, no grown man should be going around and sleeping and putting his thing in every. I don't care. Oh, maybe people don't. Maybe that's a different part of you guys. No grown man should be going out and sleeping with multiple women. It's bad energy for you. It's not going to end nicely for you. It's very bad. No grown man should be doing that.
But a
Like
grown
no
man
man
should be.
no grown man should be going around and sleeping with multiple women like that.
There's a
Oh wait.
difference.
Hold on 1 second. So Instagram, we're coming up to the hour now. And yeah, if you want to continue to watch this, make sure you hop across to our YouTube. The links in the bio, you'll see the red circle. I might pop back up right here again, but now you come across, yeah? All right, let's do that. Thank you. Yeah.
So basically, I feel like I've got a very clear understanding of the difference between making love and having sex within a relationship and within for fun and enjoyment. And there's a massive, people just need to understand and appreciate there is a difference. Sex needs to just be celebrated and enjoyed for what it is. It's amazing for you. It's a great exercise. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your energy. You don't necessarily have to sleep with numerous different people to have regular sex.
Don't you think sex is ruined? Don't you think sex is ruined when it becomes something like that? You just do it with everybody. Don't you think it gets ruined?
No. But this is what I'm saying. You don't always have to do it with everybody, but you can do it with whoever you choose to do it with.
But that's everybody.
Sorry.
But that's everybody then, or anybody.
So you're a believer in you should have one partner and that one partner for life.
I believe you should have a one partner, and while you're with that person, that should be the only person.
Oh yeah, why? If you're in that type of relationship,
yes, for life. Ideally, for life, yes. Ideally, the ideal thing, yes. I would like to meet one woman and have her for life, and she has me for life. What's wrong with that?
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just asking, is that what your opinion is?
I mean, is that not what
there's nothing wrong with it? Look, babe, that's your choice. That's your choice and that's your decision to want to do that. There's nothing wrong with it, just as
Yeah.
much as there's
So
nothing wrong with somebody who
said
wants multiple partners.
mixing different energies ain't good. Okay, so I believe sex is not just sex.
I know,
Sex
but
is,
right, mixing different energies. We mix different energies when you walk out your front door. As soon as you come across another human
come on,
being.
Lee,
No,
come
I'm
on.
being truthful, right?
I'm with you. But when you make those comparisons, it's not the same. Come on, it's
No,
not
but
the
yeah,
same.
only because you've got such a blinkered view on this, and I'm not saying your blinkered view is right or wrong, because it's not. It's none of them things.
No, but
It's your choice, babe. Honestly.
I'm saying, sex, regardless what we know, sex is is a transfer of energies. Okay, all right. There's things about the body which I can't say, but there's just general things that we know that when you sleep with people, it transfers energy. Okay, DNA
Yeah.
can be a match, and all these types of things. But essentially, sex is supposed. That's why when you have unprotected sex with someone,
Yeah.
specifically, you know, you get an attachment. All right, it takes longer for men to get that attachment, a lot, because as our things on the outside and your things on the inside. So when a man goes inside, you allow a man to jacket and he passes the in. This is a transfer of energy, and when you let the wrong types of people inside of your body, inside of your energy, bad things happen. Same with men. You know, if you sleep with these types of demons, you're gonna have bad energy that's gonna follow you. So when you have multiple people, just sleep with multiple people, it can never be good. It can never
Yeah,
be good.
you definitely need to be selective with who you're sharing your energy with. Oh my
How do you
gosh,
know?
for God's sake, come on, come on.
How do you know?
I'm not. I do believe you should be very selective with who you do actually spend time with, because you know
Yeah.
it's something special that you want to enjoy, and if you meet somebody who you enjoy doing that with, then you want to do it with them again and again and again, and that's absolutely fine under any circumstance. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's anyone's choice. Some people want to do it with numerous other people, but I just think always be safe. You've got to always use protection, and you've always got to check out the person who you might be sharing your energies with, just in case they turn out to be an absolute psychopath. You know, there
But
are
how can you
certain things which you have to take into consideration, you know. But obviously you're doing it under a circumstance where some of these girls are doing it, and they're doing it in a work circumstance. They've gotten people to turn up to the hotel room and do it like that. That's neither here nor there. They're never going to see them people ever again. They're never going to do anything. It is purely for content, which again, it sort of it takes a little bit of the shine away from sex and intimacy being something which two people do for enjoyment and for love. I'm an advocate of love, and I do feel like, you know, there is a difference between sex and intimacy, and love needs to be celebrated a little bit more. So this is why, if people are finding love and creating more love by sleeping with the same person, then that's what people should be doing. Do you see what I'm saying?
do you think do you think don't you think it's harder for that to happen if people are just doing what you're saying?
Yeah, no, look, I've just said I don't. It's not doing what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying is I'm just trying to encourage people to just be a little bit more open
Yeah.
to themselves and what they actually truly feel and what they actually truly want to
Yeah.
do. Some people aren't ready to settle down and be just with one person, whereas some people are. But people just need to be honest and true to themselves in that situation. Of course they do. You know, this is what I'm trying to help people say. And if you are going to be doing something like this, have you really, really thought about the consequences of what your life might be like further down the line? Not everyone might be as blessed as me to have people around them supportive. Not everyone's not everyone can deal with other people's opinions, even though other people's opinions don't really pay the bills, because they don't. Do you know what I mean? So you just got to do what you enjoy and do what you love and be true to yourself. Totally, in everything that you do in this life.
Okay, so talk to me about the sex therapy stuff. Speak to me about the
Yeah.
sex therapy stuff. Okay, so
Well,
your
I
sex
feel
therapist. Explain to her what that is and exactly what, you know, a little bit deeper.
what?
No, I said the sex therapist. I'm a whole other time, but I still want to. Yeah, people are saying, listen, they just have to keep it to one person all the time. So it's the sex therapy stuff. So couples
Yeah.
come to you. Couples
Yeah,
come to you.
you know what? I love getting a new couple client, because what I find most satisfaction from is helping them to explore stuff themselves within themselves. So because a lot of people don't want to have sex with different people. A lot of people don't want to have numerous partners, and that's equally as okay as somebody who wants numerous partners. Do you see what I'm saying? As long as you're doing everything right and everything's safe, it's okay. I'm not here to pass any judgment, but if people want to explore within themselves, I just give them a couple of, I'll ask a few questions about what their interests might be, certain things which get them more excited, certain things which they fantasize about, and then we can work on that. I'll put a program together for them and give them some homework to do as to how to have some better time in the bedroom with each other.
How did you start working with Sinners? Shout out to Sinners, my guys, Brom and that Speedy and that.
I think it was last year when I decided that I was coming back into the industry. I think I come across them and I thought, oh, this would be a good show for me to get involved in. But then I started getting back involved with doing a couple of different bits, doing some different promotional shooting and a couple of different photo shoots. And then, like I said, my mum passed away, so I needed to. She passed away in September, so I needed some time off and time away. And because I'd had my OnlyFans back set up and I had a couple of different things and avenues to make money, I was able to mourn properly and be at home with my family where I was supposed to be without having to go and work at a different job. So the sex industry actually probably saved me from doing other things and allowed me and my family to mourn properly for my mum. So I'm eternally grateful for it for that. So obviously I know it's got negativities to it, but it's also got positivities to it as well. It gave me that freedom and it gave me that income to be able to still feed my family and pay for my kids to go to school. Do you know what I mean? So
okay,
the positives,
right.
the monetary positives of it, definitely come into play at certain times when I didn't want to I couldn't do any work because it was a tough situation for us to deal with, for us all to deal with. So, but so there's positives to it. But now obviously I do understand and I do realize the consequences what it does have on some people's lives. So, and my whole initial, even pre.
Are you back? You back? I can't hear you. Your audio's gone. Your audio's dropped. Your sound's gone. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Your sound's gone. We've lost your sound. We've lost your sound. I'm gonna take you. You're gonna come back outside and jump back inside because we've lost your sound. Let me try to get her back inside. We just lost you. You lost your sound. If you want to hop back in, I don't know what happened. Shout out to Leah though, man. Shout out to Leah, man. Big up everyone that's in the chat as well, man. Guys, yes. Sex therapy with Leah Darby. Big her up for talking about some of the things she's going stuff. Let me yeah, she's back. Can you hear me? Your audio's off. Your audio, we can't hear you. No, your sound, we can't hear you. If you what's she gone and done? We can't hear you, so Leah, your audio's gone. So I'm gonna Leah, your audio's gone. So let me post the link again, Leah, just in case, because that audio's gone. I'm not quite sure what happened. We'll get you back in. So that's the link to join there. If you want to join the stream, that's the link. If she wants to click that to join back in, and we'll get you back in. Yes, big up Leigh Darby sharing her story. Shout out to everyone that's in there. Guys, make sure you like the video. Turn on notification bells. If you want to support the channel with a super chat, feel free to support the channel. We appreciate everyone that's been doing that. Yes, I'm back streaming live. I'm going to be going back live, 5 nights a week. You know how we do. You know how we do. You know what I mean? Your boy really be streaming out here. Who's this trying to... Leah, you need to go back to YouTube, to Instagram, Leah. Leah, you need to go back to YouTube. You need to... What's happened? You need to go back to YouTube, Leah. She's trying to jump on Instagram, but we don't do it on Instagram because Instagram's a hater and it keeps locking me off. So, Leah, could you... That's what we need you to do right now. That's what we need you to do right now. You know? Has she come back yet? I'm just plugging something in. That's what we need you to do, Leah, please. She's not back yet. Let's try again. Hello?
Hello?
Welcome back!
Look, I told you I'm not great with technology.
Welcome back. It's okay. Welcome back.
So I can't even remember where I was then.
Where was ya?
Where was we? Can't remember. I think we was talking about people actually getting into the industry and not actually realizing what the consequences are for them long term. Yeah. So, people just need to really, really assess the situation as what they want to do long term, because there are going to be a lot of people who have this thought about how they're going to judge them for what they've done in the past. But I just feel like it is pretty much the only industry that does get the judgment that it gets is unfair in comparison to how people live their lives and what people have done in their lives. The amount of people who are passing the judgment aren't all perfect, and people in these, what do they say, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones type thing. And it's like, come on.
I mean, unless you're behind the closed doors doing similar stuff, I don't really think it's but I get what you're saying. But you also have to understand that the sex industry, you're not reinventing the wheel. You're not doing brain suits.
No.
You're not doing brain surgery. I'm saying?
It's just a way and a means to earn. Well, for some reason, we're on this planet and we have to earn money to live on it. If I could have my ideal way, everyone would just choose to do what they want to do and live it. Probably that's a bit of a communist point of view, isn't it? But I feel like if everybody really just did what they wanted to do on this planet, then we wouldn't have all of these judgments, because people are here to do certain things, and people are doing stuck in jobs which they hate. People are doing things and being in relationships that they hate because they feel obliged to stay in it because of society's judgment, saying, oh, you've got married, you need to stay with this person. This life is too short to be unhappy. Whatever you choose to do, just choose to do it, and do it right. Do it and make it feel right for you. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or what anyone says. You've just got to be able to look at yourself in the mirror at night and before you go to sleep, and go to sleep with a clear conscience and a happy heart. Oh, I've lost you again. Your sound's gone. I've lost you again. Can't hear you, babe. Lost sound. I can't.
trying to get her back inside. Let's see if we can get her back inside now.
Am I on? Am I back?
You are back, Leah. You are back.
How much of that little speech did you actually get?
No, I got all of it till it cut out. I got all of it. I got most of it. I got all of it. So okay, cool. So what does the future look like then for you then?
I'm actually really excited. I've got a couple of projects going on which are going to help couples. My main target market is actually couples. So in this new project which I'm working on. So I just want people to live happier lives, put a smile on your face. Look, you know, if you've been laid the night before or in that morning before you leave the house and go to work, you've got a smile on your face. you know what by whatever means necessary. Put a smile on your face before you leave. You're gonna have a better day. Where the world's gonna be a better place.
If everyone's just fucking.
Sorry.
I said the world's gonna be a better place if everyone's just fucking. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not everyone has to fuck everyone else. You know, you can just fuck one person. I'm a massive advocate for that as well. Look, if that's
that's called marriage.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate for it too. It's called marriage.
Yeah, but obviously some people have relationships and don't get married and only want to have sex with that one person.
That's still marriage.
Well, you don't. Some people aren't. What is marriage in the eyes of the Lord?
As soon as you sleep down, as soon as you lie down with someone, that's your wife. So as soon as you sleep down, that's marriage.
Okay, yeah. So
everyone that you sleep with is your husband. So
I've got many husbands then.
Wow.
They all need to pay up.
Those are all your ex-husbands. It's true though, like, you know, anyone that you sleep with, because technically you're only, I mean, depends how you want to look at stuff.
Yeah,
but
totally.
You're only supposed to be sleeping with one person, right? You know what I mean?
In certain people's opinion, and if that's what you believe, and if that's what you choose, there's other females who will think exactly like that. Not everyone's gonna feel.
Women were not made to be polygamous because their bodies are not designed for it.
What?
Women were not made to be polygamous because your bodies are not designed for it.
What does that mean?
It means that if you don't have discernment and you sleep with multiple men at one time, you can get pregnant. And what happens when that happens? You don't know who the father is, okay? But a man can sleep with multiple women at one time and get them all pregnant at one time. You can only get pregnant. Women were not made for you weren't designed for it.
I feel like
it doesn't mean you can't do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. Difference. You wasn't designed for it. You just wasn't. So if you choose to go and do that, cool. But that's how women get in a position where they don't know who their baby daddy is. There's never a man.
That's just. I'm sorry to be opinionated, but it's a little bit of to have unprotected sex with multiple men and then potentially get pregnant. I feel like is a little.
Excuse me. How have we got to the place where we have got to? If women are not doing that, it's not. I'm not saying it because women are. How does someone ever need a DNA test? That is because someone has slept with more than one person during the time of when they could and they can't figure it out.
Obviously, but also the reason why women potentially do that is probably because men have been sleeping with multiple women previously, and the woman just thinks, well, if he's doing it, I can do it.
I know, but Leo, men and women are different though. We're not the same.
So what? So it's okay for men to sleep with multiple women, but not okay for women to sleep with multiple men?
I didn't say it's okay, but we have different consequences for that. So if you do that, you don't know who the father is, and you don't know until afterwards, okay? And
so is it okay for a man to have numerous children all over the world or all over the place?
Lee, you keep moving the goalposts. We're talking about We went from
We're talking about men and women here. I'm just having a fair opinion.
Okay, but I didn't say it's okay. I said we are designed differently. I didn't say it's okay. In some communities, it is more than okay. In some communities, it's more than okay. All right. In other communities, it's not. But all across the world, you know, it's not really looked at well for a woman to be seen. In actual fact, where do you find it going successfully apart from these American programs that you see a woman with two men? Like, you don't see that. Like, do you get me? Because what man is going to be stirring our next man's porridge? It's brazy. It's brazy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, innit? I'm just saying. I get what you're saying, though. I get it.
Yeah, come on. I just feel like we just need to move with the times a little bit here. We've accepted all different types of people's views and opinions of how they want to be.
What we accepted?
Well, the whole we've got a very inclusive society at this moment in time, but it seems to be not very inclusive to people. It's not, but it's you're saying it's too inclusive, but so we've skipped a few steps of inclusivity of people who work in the industry, like myself. You know, we've skipped a few steps, and now we're accepting men giving birth to babies.
Yeah, because you've allowed that to happen.
Well, I don't recall getting the vote for it, or you know. But you allowed it to happen as well. Everyone allowed it to happen.
Women are not in men's spaces, saying that we kick them out of our spaces. Women are not.
No, men are trying to be in women's spaces.
No. Men are in women's spaces.
Men are trying to,
but women are not in men. Women are not in men's spaces. Men are in women's spaces.
Women don't want to be in men's spaces.
Okay. Let me show you the difference, right?
Men are being in women's spaces. This is what the difference. This is what the problem is.
I agree. But they're being championed by women that are standing next to them and saying,
I don't think so. Every woman I know wants women's spaces to be women's spaces.
Once again, remember what you're doing. You're taking your staple of people and you do not represent the majority. Whenever there's a man saying that he is a woman, you have a woman, a naturally born woman. You're not this sister.
Fuck that. I'm not a cis woman, I'm a woman.
Okay, but I'm trying to make you understand. The reason why you have men in women's spaces is because women have not stood up. So this thing where women don't want to...
Hold on, right?
We don't have to stand up for women. We're not women. You need to stand up for your spaces. And the problem happens is this. Women don't want to rock the boat. So all this inclusivity and wanting to... Wait, hold on. All this... No, because this is what allows it to happen. Because you want to be so inclusive and you don't want to rock the boat. And what happens is you allow these people to your space and these are men. So now you have a situation where women are being told you're not women anymore. We're not being told we're not men. We're not being told we're not men.
No, because you're trying to be women.
No, but they keep trying to say masculinity is toxic, but we don't have that. We say F
that. No, I think men and women are men and women should be respected. There's a difference between men and women. There's always been a difference between men and women. Oh my gosh. And you'd be naive to believe that we're all the same, because we're not all the same. Men and women should be respected and celebrated in their own light and their own purpose on this planet. If we didn't have men and women as a different separation, then we wouldn't be able to exist. We wouldn't be able to procreate.
Society currently now, the reason why it's in is because women are supporting there's a small proportion of women, right? But their voices are amplified, right? And they speak for the majority of women, but because the majority of women's voices, even though they don't agree with these women, they keep their mouth quiet because they don't want to be seen to be going against women and be called a pick-me and all these manner of stuff, all right? So if you don't stand against the small proportion, their voices become your voices now. So now the reason why these laws and these things keep getting passed is because women, I don't see women marching in the streets talking about I don't see women marching in the streets talking about...
There are women doing this. There are women standing for this.
No, but I'm saying... You are not out. You should be outside every day marching for the fact that they're taking away your wombs. Like, you're not, but because you're not, and then we have women that are supporting it. This is what's happening. Men, we don't have women playing in the men's game. There's things that are not happening because men won't allow it to happen. But when you have men that want to be women, that step in, and it's fine. I'm saying if you don't mind that, but the reason it's happening is because women are not speaking up. And if you want change, you need to be willing to speak.
I think women have been trying to speak up on these situations for a long time.
I don't think so.
And every time women try and speak up on things like this, look at what's happened to J.K. Rowling. Look at J.K. Rowling's a perfect example.
Harry Potter. And I like the fact and look. Okay, cool. Let's talk about that. And little Hermione was going against her. She's a woman. Like Hermione Granger, like the little what's her name? What's the actress name?
I don't know. I don't follow
But
too
what
much
I'm
stuff.
trying to say to you is whenever you look within the LGBTQ space, right? You have women that are there supporting the men that are transitioning, right? Or
Yeah,
acting
look,
feminine,
yeah,
or
look.
acting okay. So whenever you have these women, they're supporting all of this. All right, they're not saying, "Oh no." They support all of having the gay best friend and the mannerisms and the campness. Okay, cool. They support all of that stuff. You know, but then when these men are now trying to say they're women, all of a sudden you guys have a problem. But you have created your own team, and but we as men, we don't allow that to happen in the space. And unless you're willing to go down and start marching and start saying this is what it is to be a woman, then you know men are in your spaces and they're telling you what it is, and that's all I'm saying. Women have to fight back for it.
It's a sad state of affairs when you think of it and you put it like that, isn't it? Actually, really, babe. To be fair, you know, for God's sake, my daughter's got a girlfriend, and I'm just like, it's her choice. It's what she chose to do, but she doesn't. So she's supportive in separate spaces. You know, where we don't need certain things rammed down our necks. It's gone a little bit too far with the full inclusivity of stuff. So
And big up NSX. She says, Lee, you better pour more wine if you think you're going to beat China in the debate. Lee, you better pour more wine. You better
it's
pour
down.
that.
I know I'm empty. My glass is empty.
Oh my God! Listen, she was pouring so much wine. She got emptied. She was pouring so much wine. She got emptied.
But the rest, I only poured a glass. The rest of the bottle's downstairs.
I mean, she's like, I feel like I need to sky the whole bottle now. I've been easy, man. I haven't. Today.
No, you know what? I think we've had a very interesting chat. I think there's lots more we can touch on, but you know, and I like the conversation because you know we need a conversation like this because people need to have a realization about how society views on a whole, and it's not all set in stone, and it's not all just because a girl does this, she's this, and it's not just because a guy does this, is that, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like we just need to stop with the judgment and start asking more questions.
I enjoy these conversations. I think one thing I also know is I know the audience enjoys the conversations. I know when it goes on sort of clips, like people like to hear these conversations, and this is how the other side, the other half live. When you hear about these sex parties, you hear about these things, this is just stuff that you hear from the other side. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
Well, have you never been to a sex party?
What would I be doing at a sex party?
Having sex?
I mean, no.
What? So what? Have you never? So
no. My mum watches my content. I don't go no sex parties.
Okay,
Mom,
okay. Sorry, China's mom. I do apologize for my inappropriate
my mom's gonna watch this and then she's gonna be like, son, you go on sex party. No, mom.
I do apologize. You know what? Because you know what? I do. There's certain generations of people who, you know, to have an open conversation about certain things like this. I do apologize. I just want to. Now I know that your mum. But my mum watched any of my podcasts previously before I know, and she was proud about my conversation because she knew the person who I was, and she knew, you know, there's no malice and there's no harm meant in what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do.
My mum was proud of my podcast. She watches it, but if she sees me on here and start talking about sex, she's gonna be like, son, that's not how I raised you. So
yeah, and you know what? I love that. I love that. No, you're looking.
I'm a big man, but I'm still governed by my mum. What can I say?
Good, and rightly so. Rightly so. You should always be governed by your mum. Your mum always knows best. Honestly,
it's bad enough I'm on the internet. I'm on the internet all the time. Now I'm out here talking about sex parties. She's like, son, that's not how we raised you.
Oh, bless you.
She's gonna be like, she lost herself. No, I think the conversation is good. I think it's a good insight into the industry. And me personally, since I stepped into here and I've had the back and forth with the OF girls, people seem to think I hate OF girls and stuff.
I think you're just trying to raise awareness to people about exactly the extent about what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. I respect that massively.
And then after that is your choice. This is not about this is not about demonizing what you do. It's just like, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought after you tell me I thought, I'm like, all right, cool, live your life, innit? It's not I'm not here to come and point fingers at you and tell you me personally, no, I'm not gonna do that, and that's not something, but everyone lives their different lives. But I always think to people, my thing is always about, okay, so what next? Or have you thought about this or that?
Yeah.
That's really what it is. But if you enjoy what you're doing, I don't know. I think if I start imagine having sex for work, then it just becomes a chore. And I'm not even. I don't.
Yeah. Look,
people always think that men. I found women to be way more hypersexualized than men. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I found women to be always on it. So it's like I couldn't imagine every single day having to do that multiple times a day. That's yeah, it's kind of tiring.
You're getting into the extremities of sex work. There's a very wide spectrum of
but
this
how can
work.
I make money unless I don't do it every day? And like I'm not in the industry, but I would think like all the girls that we speak to and the OF girls, they put a lot of work, a lot of content. They're always linking up doing collabs. They're always doing different stuff. They put a lot of work into in the sex industry. So as a man, I can't that's a lot of work that you need to put in. I already know that men don't make as much money as women in this industry. And if you are trying to make money as a heterosexual straight male, you have to be willing to be catering to the to gays. And that's what a lot of men don't understand. I'm like, if you want to make women don't buy sex like that. It's men. Men are the biggest consumers, and that goes for straight and gay men. So for a man to make money in OF and that, you have to be willing to sell to both sides of the, you know what I mean, spectrum, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then that's a bit of a grey area to some people as well, because obviously that's a little bit suspicious, isn't it?
It's not
in
a
the
grey
situation.
area. It's a gay area. Okay, it's not a grey area. It's a gay area. I'll say it. Like, I don't know. As a man, like, you can't be out there like selling bits to other men and then knowing at the end of that, and then you be like, I'm straight. You're not straight, bro. Like,
it's a little bit suspicious. I'm telling you.
It's very suspicious, like men doing all like.
But each to their own. Look, but the problem is people will do something like that.
Do whatever you want to do, but
exactly. But don't say anything or have an opinion on how someone else might choose to do.
Do what you want to do, but no man is going to be out here doing in the adult industry, and you're selling, and you think that I don't know that gay men are buying, like, you have your content. It has to be because that's the way it's designed, like the industry. You know what I mean? And as long as you're all right with that, but me,
exactly.
Listen, me personally, I'm not trying to be too. I'm being successful. I'm grinding, but I'm not trying to be like, nah, man. I'm like, no. I have a level that I'm willing to be at, and I think like anything above that level, you have to start compromising yourself, I think.
Yeah, never compromise yourself, because I always think in 10 years' time, you need to look back. Every single choice you make, everything you do, you need to have a conscious decision about it, and you need to actually look at it and think about it. One thing I say to my boys when they're arguing and they're stressing out, and one of them's done this or one of them's done that, and they're fighting, and I'm like, guys, if you're upset about it, is this really going to matter to you in 3 years' time? And they go, no. I said, well, don't give more than 3 bloody minutes to it now. That's the same with everything. You think about in 3, when you're making a decision, every time you're making a decision, think about when this is going to matter to you till, and that's how long you need to actually put into it to make that decision in the first place. If it's not going to matter to you in 5 years' time, don't spend more than 5 minutes on contemplating on it, and just live your life and enjoy yourself.
Okay.
Don't take things too seriously. Don't take things too, but you still need to assess and think about the ahead, and think about the future, and think about who you want to be, and the type of person, the type of energy you want to put out into the world. That's the key to any success in life. That's the key to successful doing anything, whatever. If you decide to sell, I don't know, mobile phones, if you're gonna make a conscious choice to get a better quality mobile phone to sell to your customers, because you don't want no comebacks or callbacks and refunds. So whereas some people will just be like, you know what, I'm just going to sell the phones, and then have to deal with all the shit of having people come and giving the phones back and saying, I want a refund on for this phone in 2 months time or however long. So you've got everything. You just need to be conscious. You just need to make your own conscious choices and your own conscious assessment on any situation, what you're going to do in every day when you live your life. You just got to live your life with your eyes open and your mind open, and you'll be all right.
What piece of advice would you give to people out there now, to anybody that wanted to get into the sex industry, male or female, people that are thinking that maybe, you know what, I can maybe just sell my toe pictures, my feet pictures, people that think that, like, you know, because let's be real, a lot of, you know, cost of living things are happening, people are looking at that, you know, I can get into the industry.
Because you know, there's a lot of people in the industry who aren't making a lot of money. There's a lot of people who are sort of like involved in the industry who are doing it, and they've basically bared all, and they've not been compensated in the way which they've believed that they needed to be compensated, because they've gone into it for the wrong reasons. They've gone in it to make money, and they've gone in it because they feel like that's an easy way to make money, or whatever they're just, that's a wrong reason to get into this industry. You need to really think about who you are as a person, who the type of people who you want to attract in your life, and the people who you want to be surrounded with, and then you make a choice of that's for every job to do, to be fair. You know,
what type of people do you want to attract into your life?
Lovers.
Well, no, you didn't say lover, because that'd be one person. You said lovers, plural. Tell us about your love life, innit? Tell us about your love life. I don't know.
Tell you about my love life.
You've been talking about your sex life, but I think love life is slightly different.
I'm a lover. Every single person in my life I love. Okay. Male and female. So just if I love people doesn't necessarily mean I get naked with them and have sex with them. But you know, I've got a lot of love for every single person within my life.
When it comes to dating, what type of guy do you look for? What type of men do you normally date?
Dating wise,
like younger men, cougar living.
Cougar living, yeah. I like someone who's young, energetic, very virile. Not any mental issues or emotional baggage.
Like all the old guys, they stiff. They're not moving like that no more, and they're all crazy. So let me get myself a young guy. He can move.
Well, yeah, sometimes, and some. To be fair, my most recent, long-standing, latest one, he's just turned 40, so he's only a little bit younger than me. Yeah. It's not you, by the way. For the viewers watching, that wasn't a pun on this one.
So yeah, like what does life look like for you then, growing up, like, you know, in the future?
I'm excited. Like I said, I've got we're going to be at the NEC in Birmingham for the Expo Erotica in September.
Okay.
So I'm going to be hosting.
You got a store there? You got a stand there?
Yes. We're going to have stands in actually at the expo, and I'm going to be hosting. Well, looking to host some events on there as well with with a couple of new projects which I'm doing. So that should be save the date. I think it's the 28th and 29th of September. Let's have a look. Is it? Put it in your calendar. Make sure you come along. Come and say hi to me.
I mean, I could say yeah, but I doubt you're gonna see me in a sex expo just creeping through there like this.
Look, there's gonna be all sorts of different stands there. There's gonna be it's just.
I mean, you might find me there with the OF. I might have a stand there doing a podcast with the OF girls. They were having discussions there. You never know.
Well, yeah, you know what? I was speaking to one of the organisers, and they said there could be an area for podcasts.
Yeah, so, I mean, if they do that,
So,
then that's definitely something I'll jump in.
so but they said there's going to be a main stage, there's going to be a nightclub, there's going to be where they can have the after parties. Obviously not the type of parties that I'm going to want to be hosting, but I will be hosting some type of party after the event on both of the nights. There's going to be different zones, different areas, and it's just getting like-minded people who are within the adult industry, sex industry. There's differences. It's a very, very wide spectrum. It's not just cut and go there you go. It's, if you're in the sex industry, you're having sex with numerous people. There's people who are running sorts of different domination nights, who are a bit happily married couples. They never have sex with the people who they spend time with. They just they facilitate fantasies. You know, there's so many different ways to explore sex and intimacy within yourself and within other people and what you do. It doesn't always have to be so straight down the line. Let's get into bed and have sex with each other. You know, there's different elements to it. So people just need to open their minds up a little bit and have less judgment and just explore and see what works for you might not necessarily work for someone else, and vice versa. But I feel like people just need to do the research, look into what works for you, what excites you. You know, we're sometimes people end up going down some weird and wonderful rabbit holes. Well, sometimes not that wonderful rabbit holes because they can't talk about openly about sex.
Hey, you saw
Well,
what
do you
happened
see
to
what I'm
Alice
saying?
you saw what happened to Alice. Don't follow the don't follow the rabbit hole. You saw what happened to Alice. You know how that story went. You know how that story went.
What, she ended up having the time of her life. She ate some magic mushrooms and had the best time. Oh my god. Look, I love Amsterdam. Amsterdam's one of my most favourite places in the whole planet, and that's definitely a very liberated place. I'm telling you.
No, I think I think this has been a good live. I've learned a few things here, and also because I hadn't been live for a little bit, and people have been asking me to jump back on live, so I think it was a good live to kind of get back into things and have some
nice easy going one. I'm not going to be too harsh on you, unless no, actually, let's keep it PG.
I haven't been too harsh. You know what? I'm never harsh. It's just that people think I am because they see the conversation. But most of the time, when people are cool with me, I just ask you some questions. It's that people get triggered. Pardon me. People get triggered by the actual questions that you ask.
Yeah.
So that's where the conversation goes left. But me personally, yeah, you know, it's fine. But people just get triggered by some of the questions that I ask, and then that's how it goes. But I'm never here to try to.
And then you end up on a path which didn't need to go down with that. It's never going to be fruitful apart from getting clicks, I suppose. It's not really opening the conversation.
Nah, but they end up on a path that they didn't want to go down. Me, I'll do what it is. But me, I always go for conversations first. But if people want sensationalism and clap, I have that in my arsenal. I have a barrage of.
Oh, don't we all? Should we have a sensational chat next time, and we'll go in.
You have to, in order to get that out of me, you got to basically say something. Or I've said a few things to you today that you could have chose to get triggered by. You didn't choose to get triggered by it. People choose to get triggered.
Yes, of course.
And then if you chose to get triggered, if you chose to then come out like a certain way, then I would have had to respond. All I ever do is respond to how people come at me, but then they don't like the response. So that's all it is. Apart from that, I'm always going to ask the questions in the way I ask the questions. I'm always going to do things how I do it.
And do exactly what you could do, because what you're doing is you are true. You are right. You are doing God's work. You are doing something which is helping people have an understanding. I've got massive respect for you.
She said I'm doing God's work. I keep telling people that I've been called. Let me tell you something. I felt like I was supposed to be. What you guys don't know is I was supposed to be a pastor. I was supposed to be a pastor.
I could see that. I could actually visualize you as a pastor.
And to be honest with you, I'm still going to do that. Not now. I'll do it in some years. Because God told me at the moment you need. And guess what? I'm going to do a special church for all the OF girls in the sex industry.
Yeah.
My church will not going to turn you away. You've been sinning. Don't worry. Come here. Bring it. You've been busting it open for $9.99. Don't worry. Come over here. Just make sure you drop an extra $9.99 in the collection plate.
Confessions. Oh my gosh, you should do confessions.
Are you right?
Confessions with
Confessions
China.
with China. Listen, confessions with China. You just can't you just step into my confession booth. Just sit there. Tell me your problem. There's no judging over here.
No, step in. Honestly, I really do believe, because you're opening up the conversation and you are making people become a little bit more aware of the consequences of the situations of their choices. Because I think what the problem is, there's so many young girls who have sort of fallen into this, and they've done it. They've not done it with the correct thought process, and they end up regretting it, and that's why we end up with situations where, sadly, you know, people have lost their lives, and there's people who've suffered really bad from mental illness. So it's our responsibility to actually try and get people to fully understand what it's all about and the consequences, because, you know, we need more love in the world, not more nonsense, and not more hate, and not more separation.
Everything I do is about more love in the world.
Yeah.
You know, they might not see it from some of the clips, they don't understand it, but
Yeah.
man, if I did not care, I would not even be having this conversation.
I know, and I can see that. That's why I can see that what you're doing is true to yourself and what you believe, and that's what I feel. I've got massive respect for it, love. I really have.
No, thank you, man. And ultimately, that's just kind of what I want it to kind of, you know, I want it to come out. Like, I'm always gonna say the stuff that I want to say in the but I
can't please all the people all the time, and you know what? Because you know you've got a very straight down the line opinion and view on these things, and that's perfectly fine and perfectly acceptable. But not everyone can accept that, and not everyone can. Just the same as, you know, my mindset. I'm so laid back and so open. I'm just a hippie. I'm a total hippie, free loving hippie, and we need more love in the world, and that's my mindset always. You know, there's not an argumentative bone in my body.
I'm not an argumentative person. I just have to just say my point. It's not like I go. People don't actually be arguing every day. Now,
Oh, I can actually. I tell a lie. I can actually have a good argument every now and then. But I don't know what riles me. Nothing. Maybe I'm just too sexed out to be stressed on it.
I mean, but like I said, look, I have part of doing God's work is you have to understand is you know, I'll be like, oh, they're hating on Jesus, but I'm not trying to compare myself to Jesus before you get some dumbass people that don't understand that. But it just means that you have to understand that, you know, if you have to be prepared for a certain amount of pushback and a certain amount
there's always going to be.
But if you believe in what you're doing and you truly believe what you're doing, then I don't care. Just like, look, I don't believe anything that I say or what the public or people that you don't know or trolls are going to say to you in comments. It's going to make you, like, you might get a day or so where it can trigger you, but it's not going to change you because you believe in what you're doing. I believe so much in what I'm doing that I don't care about anything that no one says. I really don't care. And the reason I don't care is because I understand I'm doing God's work. Why would I care? I don't answer to these people. And that's the truth of the matter. I understand that I'm doing something that's important and no one else is doing. And if they don't understand it now, they will at some point. And then when they do, they're going to be like, bit by bit, more and more people are seeing the stuff that I'm doing and the things. They're like, okay, cool. But if you don't understand, it's because you're not in my mind. I don't expect you to understand. But you are going to see, you know what I'm saying to you. So, and then all these lost souls are gonna be saved. We're gonna bring them through. So I'm saying to you. So that's what I'm doing. But that's how I feel. I'm doing God's work. So I appreciate. Ginger J. Yeah, we're on YouTube, bro. It was on YouTube. On YouTube, click the bio, search for on YouTube, my guy. All the time, YouTube. So yeah, man. Anything you want to ask? Anything you want to ask me? Nothing too much. You know how I go. I'll give you. I might answer one or two for you. I'll give you that.
Yeah. No, I feel like I have got such a dirty mind. I'm probably best off gonna. Probably best off call it a night here now.
No. Well, I said if you want to ask me something, it was along the lines of PG.
Oh yeah. I'm not a very PG person. So
okay. With that being said,
Queen of inappropriateness. It's always, it gets me into trouble all the time. I've just got, I can't help it.
Please, let's keep it nice and PG.
Yes.
Please let people know where they can find you. Just the safe links, please. Just the safe ones, please.
Yeah, well, the real Leigh Darby on Instagram is probably the best shout. So come through on there. My email is .leighdarby if people have got any questions about sessions. And you know, I do. I just like helping people enjoy themselves and time with other people better. That's what gives me satisfaction and joy. So, you know,
I always like to ask people if there's one piece of advice you can give me, because I'm a work in progress, and you know, I always take a bit from each of these conversations and I try to add on to them whatever and to what I'm doing, especially when I speak to women within the sex industry. And I'm actually working on a documentary. I started filming it and I had to not stop it, but I'm doing multiple projects at the same time of filming it, and it's on the sex industry. So a lot of these conversations are going to be used, and obviously later on, conversation I'm going to have with people separately. So yeah, so if is a bit of you know, if there's a bit of advice you can give to me, what advice would you give to me? PG, please. PG,
yeah.
PG.
I think you're a fully grown man. I just think you're old enough to make your own decisions on this, but sometimes realize that not everyone's thought everything through before they make a decision. And I feel like I feel like you're the type of person that would do that. But I feel like an advice to you is just try and bear that in mind with other people. Not everyone thinks everything through fully. So this is why you just need to try and understand that for some people. It's not all just cut and dry. There you go, straight down the line. Just because you've got that comfortableness and confidence in your own personality of how you chose to live your life, not everyone's had that benefit of being able to do that throughout the life. So sometimes past is past and future is future, but we live in the here and now. So you know, you just need to just think about that also, because otherwise it could potentially stop you if you're so caught up on someone's body count, for example. That could be your person.
My person can never have a high body count. It's impossible. How could she?
On that note,
I mean.
On that note, darling, yeah, you're right. I definitely need to top my wine up if I'm going to attempt to win a debate with you.
He does not make my person have a high body. God, what type of God's going to make me fall in love with a girl with a high body count? What is this? What is this? I mean,
sometimes they do say this God can be very very funny with some of his choices that is made when if you read the Bible, especially if you read the Old Testament. You know, come on.
Now, my woman likes to be covered from head to toe and sit at home inside baking cookies and cake. Oh, that's my woman. She want to bake cookies. She want to cook. No, she want to be inside. She don't want to be outside with a high body count in the streets. No, God forbid. No, God forbid.
Well, you know, come on. Where does it say in the Bible, though? Really, that you know.
Says, all over the Bible it says stuff like that, but let's not do that. Just know that, you know, yeah, I don't think that's for me. Guys, make sure you like the video, please, man. We've had Leigh Darby today. You know, get me Miss Babestation, Miss, you know, your corner hub, brazzers. You know, she's the old school goat, new school. She's back up in the game. And yeah, I appreciate, you know, she works with Sinners. Shout out to Sinners, my guys in Brum. Shout out to Brum, Sinners.
Yeah. Oh, they're amazing guys. You know what? The talent and the skill of the boys down there is just unbelievable. I'm so impressed with how technical they are, and they do all that themselves. Obviously, you're doing this yourself here with this studio, and I'm so impressed. I'm impressed with talent. I'm impressed when people show actual talent of being able to do things, because there's too many people who think that it's too easy just to go and shoot a little bit of this and sell it on the internet just to get a quick buck. Everything that you want to do in life, if you want to finesse anything, you've got to do it right, correctly, and to your fullest extent of how you can achieve
someone
it.
says, who's this? Callie says, I think once you reach a certain age, I'll say after 30, 32, body count don't matter. even matter. Obviously, not ridiculous amounts, but at 30, you can't expect. Listen,
Yeah.
why do people say that you can't expect someone to have two bodies? Why not? Do you realize what's happened to society? Society's become
Yeah.
so low that you think that you cannot expect a woman to only have. Why can't you expect? Because, and this is what I'm trying to say to you.
My mum only ever slept with my dad.
Okay, cool. So I know
That was
people like
she
that.
only ever was with my mum. My mum had one man in her life.
So if I have a daughter, I'm going to raise my daughter to tell her, listen, this is what I'm going to raise my daughter to say. This thing that you have inside of your body, it makes you special, okay? It makes you special, right? You can choose to give it to whoever you want, all right? It's yours. But the moment you do that, it makes you like everybody else, okay? And what you seem to find is whenever grown women find that a girl is a virgin or at a later stage or whatever, they try to shame, oh, she must be weird, something must be wrong with her, because they've gone throughout their life and they've gone and done this, and this is what society's gone and done. So what I will say to people is, no, like, you know, we say now anything above 3 bodies is a virgin. This is not what I've said. This is what consensual. Anything above 3 is a virgin, right? But it says something to you about somebody and how they treat their body, how they look about themselves when a woman chooses to sleep with multiple people and have a high body count. Okay, it says something. And it does. It really does. You know, just like men. But women, difference is women tend to be attracted to a man that is attracted to multiple women. Okay, if you ask most women, they would want a man that knows their way around their body sexually, but most men would not want a woman to come with a got 3,000 with a twist. They would rather she learn that with them, you know, because you're enjoying it, but in the back of your mind you're thinking, wow, where did she learn this? you're like, it's good, but you're like, raw.
I know, but on that note though, babe, right?
Nah,
Men
massive.
can't.
Where did she
So
learn this? The got with a twist. Hey.
Yeah, but look, we everyone just wants everything and everyone to know everything about it all. This is why I come into play and try and help people, assist people on learning to do that together as a couple. That's what my main focus
Someone
is.
says, I know women who have body counts of 15 to 20 guys at 35, but they slept with one every month or so. They just didn't want to settle down. Listen, remember I told you, a woman can sleep with whoever she wants to sleep because she controls access to sex, let alone if she's pretty. Listen, even ugly chicks be getting slept with. What do you mean, man? You always see these ugly fat chicks, they always got a kid. How do you think they got a kid? Someone had to shoot at the club in there. Someone did. He's not going to marry her, but he's definitely going to sleep with them because they know fat girls are easy. Pardon my language.
Women can't win then, can they really? Because there's always going to be a man that's going to sleep with them. So why are men sleeping with women knowing that they don't want to marry women that have been slept with?
Because okay, let's do this. Why are men sleeping with women that they know? Okay, it's because you are supposed to close your legs and give it to your husband. You are not. So if you want to have this discussion, let's have the discussion. You're supposed to be a virgin, okay? You are. It's how it's supposed to be. You were supposed to be a virgin. You were not supposed to sleep with your schoolboy. That's supposed to be your husband, okay? Cool. The more you give it out to other men, all right, and then you meet a new guy, you cannot try to repackage something that has been given to multiple men for free and then expect a man to pay higher for it than you charge another man.
Yeah, I agree.
Why am I gonna marry you and have kids if you've gone and given it out to bare man for free? I'm the dickhead. How about you give it to me for free too? Why am I paying for it? Explain.
Wow. Okay, no, but I hear what you're saying.
Why?
So basically, oh no, actually, I'm lost for words.
I'm saying this, isn't it? Women.
So have you? So have you? I assume you're still a virgin.
Wait, I'm still. Why would you assume that?
Because that's what you expect your wife to be.
I didn't say that. I didn't say she was a virgin. Let me tell you how it's supposed to be. Women are supposed to be virgins, okay? And historically, and this is the problems arise is you want to be men and you want the benefits of being men, but you are not men and your bodies are not men and you do not get the benefits and the same outcomes in the world. And this is where the world is. People keep trying to move roles. There's the benefits of being a woman that men can't get, and its benefits of being a man that women can't get. We don't get to pick and choose. It's how society has made us. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a biological clock, so you need to sort the major parts of your life and have babies within a certain amount of time. And men don't, and they could do things like, it's just how it is. You could be like, oh, but men, it's just argue with God. Don't argue with me. Argue with God.
No, that's not what I'm saying. So basically, if you're saying of women are the ones who are responsible for giving sex out and men are the ones responsible for giving relationships and getting married to that woman. So if you truly believe in what you're saying, you would never have had a one-night stand. You would never have had.
You're assuming I've had one. We haven't had conversations, but you're assuming I have one night stand.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying so. I assume you've never had a one night stand.
I don't speak about. Remember, my mum watches my stuff, so we don't.
Okay.
I remember my mum watches my stuff.
Okay. But you should be proud to say that that's not how you live your life, because that's what you're an advocate of.
I don't come onto I speak a lot about stuff, but I don't speak about sex on Respectfully,
respectfully.
It's classless.
Respectfully, well, this is the conversation that we're having.
But I'm saying I can speak about certain things, but I would never come onto platforms and start speaking, because it's not respectable. It's not what men do. And especially if I come from a good home, I can do this. But my mom can't see me on a platform talking, because she's like, son, that's not how we raised you. So you can. So I would just never speak about certain. It's because it's disrespectful. Do you understand? And it's
we've been speaking about it for the past 2 hours.
No, but you haven't spoke about certain things. We've been speaking about topics, but I would never go into certain things, because there's certain things as men I wouldn't like. There's certain things that I don't think women should speak about. If you choose to speak about it, that's up to you. But I don't think a woman should never be speaking about sex online. It's so class. What do you mean? A woman should never speak about sex ever. It's just but if you choose to do about it, that's up to you. But a woman should never do that. Like, if my sister was on the platform, I'll be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, do you understand? But I would have the conversations with the host, but wherever it goes to, I'll be like, no, because I don't speak like that off camera. So I wouldn't speak like that on camera.
No, totally.
But that's what I mean. Like, I just mean like just personally, because when I see women talking about, when you see me on a platform, you're never gonna see me speaking about that part, because that's not how I was raised to have them conversations in the public. We can have certain types of conversations, of course. Like, I'm a man, but when it starts going about, your position and have you done, I'm like, no,
I feel like a lot of people, the thing is I feel like I've probably been a little bit desensitized to talking about the conversation about
it's okay. She's like, no, it's cool, but that's why, because you've been like, you talk about so much, why is that a thing? I'm like, it's not a thing, it's just that I haven't done that so far. I go into platforms and whenever they do that, I'm like, they'll be like, oh, why you like that? I'm just like, because I have to answer to my mom when she plays this. She's like, son, what's this? Like, and she's gonna watch it, and she'll be like,
okay, I apologize, China's mom, for pressing the conversation.
That's twice tonight trying to get my mom to look at.
I know. Look, I'm respectful. I
have an African mother. Do you know what it is to have an African mother? Like, no, you don't. Sorry. Well, you might. No. I don't know your background.
Yes, I do. I do understand and appreciate different cultural backgrounds. Of course, I do. I've got a very diverse family life myself, so I do understand different cultures. I've got different, and I also do know what it's like to be in a kitchen with African women and having conversations about stuff which they would never have in front of men, but they will have in front of other women. But that's a different story again.
She just about supports me doing this as it is.
You know what? You're doing good. You're opening the conversation with people, and you're talking about topics which are in the forefront of today's society. And this is what we need to be talking about, because it can't be brushed under the carpet. It just can't be left without being spoken about. And people do need to have realizations, because we have got a lot of there's a lot of mental illness which is going on in the world at this moment in time, and that's being suppressed and being pushed to one side and being accepted as inclusivity, whereas we need to speak openly about different people, different aspects and different things without, you know, I'm not here to harm anybody, I'm not here to judge anybody, but we definitely need to talk about all aspects of this industry and people online. Look, there's people, for me, I think Love Island's one of the worst programs on TV, because that's putting kids on TV, and actually they're doing more than what I've ever even done.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a supporter of the Love Island thing, but because I don't really get, I get it.
No, but do you see what I'm saying? And that's
I've never really
that's
been.
even more so. At least when girls are setting up OnlyFans, it is predominantly just online, and people actually physically have to search it and find them on there. Whereas that's putting young adults on TV and allowing them to make choices because they're surrounded by other people and being forced to do these things because they feel that that's normal and that's what they're supposed to be doing just to fit into that society. Do you see what I'm saying? So what you're doing and what you're saying is right, and it's good and correct to get people to actually have a realization of consequences and actions, and this is what people shy away from that all the time, and this is why it's all of our responsibility to get people to open the conversation about stuff. Yeah, I have got a dirty mind, and I always do end up going into the gutter with my conversation. That's just because of my personality and who I am. It's just who I am. But I'm not naive enough to be like to you know, there's certain situations where I would never even dream of having a conversation where it's going to go down into the gutter and have my dirty mind approach it. But you know, that's just how it is. But we have got a responsibility. We really have. But
thank you.
I need to go. It's way past my bedtime.
No, thank you. No, we hit the. I was just letting you. I was letting you just.
I haven't even started on my rant, but you know what? I feel like
flowing, so I thought, you know what? Let me not cut you up. Let you keep flowing, man. I appreciate the I appreciate the conversation, man. Thank you very much.
But I'm way past my bedtime now. I'm normally in bed by 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Thank you very much, man, Leah. Thank you to everybody that joined the stream. And the guys, make sure you like the video. You definitely subscribe to the channel, turn notification bells, and you give her a follow as well. I don't know why they're gonna give you a follow, but I mean, follow, innit? I don't know why people want to follow you. It's not for me to judge why people go follow you. Follow, man.
Follow people just need to just make their own choices and enjoy. Life is too short. Life is way too short to be too stressed out on certain aspects. Just don't do no harm, love a little bit more, and just be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be kind.
It doesn't cost anything to be kind. With that being said, thank you very much. Yeah. And yes, thank you very much. I want to get you out of the stage. Yeah, thank you very much.
Love you. Love.
Yes, big up Leigh Darby. Thank you to everybody. Yo, that was a sex therapy session. She was having a little conversation. I mean, she tried to ask me a little bit too much, but you know you can't ask me them questions. You know you can't ask me them questions, man. You know you can't ask me them questions. I'm gonna be watching this, man. What you guys playing at, man? What you guys playing at, man? You know you can't ask me them questions. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Big up everybody that tuned in on Instagram and on YouTube as well, guys. Like, I've been away from this for a little bit because I've been busy filming. You guys know I've been filming non-stop stuff. I've got so many things coming out. So we'll be dealing with that, man. But shout out to Leah, because I met her when I was at Sinners on the weekend. We shot a really good episode. Listen, you guys, you need to go this Sunday, Sinners episode, yeah. This Sunday, Sinners podcast. Listen, I don't know, man. I had to dig up a dead body just to see a zombie, just to cut off his head and just to make sure he's dead. You know, I had to go do that. Make sure. But I met her there. We had a little bit of she was interrupting me. I can't lie. I was trying to talk and she was interrupting me from the back. And then they were like, yo, chill. And then I found out she did, in the industry, and she had 4 kids. And, I was like, oh, man, what about your kids? And yeah, so I thought it was a good opportunity to have a quick conversation with her. So thank you to Leah for obviously jumping in the conversation. And guys, remember, Most of these things that we hear when they tell us about sex parties and this lifestyle, we will never ever hear these things from real people. So when someone is willing to come onto a platform and they're willing to share their stories with us, man, like, yeah, man, like, allow them to come and do it, innit? Because without these stories, we wouldn't get this platform, you know what I mean? Like, to share. So we have to appreciate the people that are coming forward and then that are sharing their stories with us, regardless if it's not from our lifestyle, whether or not we agree or not. That's not what it's about. A lot of times people get misconstrued with what I think of what I do. My thing is I don't judge. God judges. We all have an opinion, all right? Society, we all have an opinion, and all I ever do is just speak about my opinion, but it's never judgment. No one can't judge me. Like, you can say something to me, but you can't judge me. You know what I mean? You can say something. The judgment only stands if I allow you to judge me or I take it. See what I'm saying? So I think people get too concerned with people saying things, but no matter what we do, someone is going to have an opinion on what you do. People have opinions on what I do every single day, all right? Every single day, someone has an opinion on what I do. And if you're here trying to get you're looking for validation and you want, no, that's not what we do. The internet's not real. Internet's not real, man. I see you, bro. Saint LFC, yo, shout you out, bro. The internet's not real, and I think we get so focused on that, and you forget that in real life, no, the internet's not real, man. It really isn't. It really isn't. And I have to remind myself that when people be trying to draw man out, I'll be like, the internet's not real, man. It's not. So we went and we had a sick show at Sinners. That's going to be out on Sunday, and I met her there. Also, shout out to Bonnie Blue as well, because we're going to be doing a live this Sunday. She be doing her thing, man. Man, she did 120 something. Was it 127 guys in spring break? 127 guys. She had them lining up. She said she's got a banner right now. I saw her in Stratford, and it was like, you get to bug me and gets to film it. Alright? That is so brazy to me. I need to be asking her, what do you mean you did 127 guys in how long? In spring break. Are you alright? We need to discuss this. Like, what do you mean? That's just, like, how many guys? How many? Wow, that's just crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna be doing a live with her on Sunday. We're going back again live tomorrow. I don't know who I'm having on the live. I might bring out the whiteboard tomorrow, unless I get anybody that wants to have it. Like, I might bring out the whiteboard tomorrow. We might have some conversations with the whiteboard tomorrow. It's been a while since I brought out the whiteboard. You know, when the whiteboard comes out, you know your boy is cooking. And there's a good couple sermons and lessons that I think I want to deliver on the whiteboard. So you know what? I might bring it out tomorrow. I don't know. I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Okay? So guys, please like the video. Thank you to everyone that's joined the stream tonight. We've done over 2 hours. Sorry for taking away, but I've been so busy filming and doing multiple things that I'll be real. I was kind of tired, man. But thanks to everyone that kind of still held me down and carried on subscribing and watching all the other videos and watching the reactions. Go check out all my reaction videos that I've done. Oh my, wait, before I go, maybe tomorrow I'm going to discuss it. Drake and Kendrick. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Hey, why they say, hey, listen, they shut up Drake's yard. They're saying that, hey, listen, they're trying to call Drake, they're saying Drake likes the young things. They're trying to call Drake pedo. They're trying to call it the pedo gang. Listen, we're going to be discussing it. Because there's a lot to discuss. Yeah, Drake, it's looking peak for you right now. I don't know why you tried to go against Kung Fu Kenny. I don't know. You was doing drop. Now he's dropped. You want him to. He can't stop dropping. Now you guys crying. See. This is why I'm saying, like, you guys. Sometimes you shouldn't poke. This should be a lesson to everybody. Stop trying to bully small people. Stop it. Stop trying to bully someone. Don't try to bully someone because you end up like what Drake's going through right now. That's not what we want. Guys, please like the video. Drop comments for the people that will watch. Drop the comments, subscribe to the channel, turn notification bells so we go straight back in. And we are going straight back tomorrow. Yeah, my name is China, I'm the man in the voice, and you know what we are, man. We are. Yeah.